This is my cut list. And through the magic of video, we're going to turn this into this. Hey, before we get started, I have a favor to ask. YouTube really only promotes my videos if they get a lot of interaction. So it really helps when you leave a comment or you like a video. And subscribe if you get a chance.
This project's going to be made out of 1x4 select pine. Cut everything to length and then tried to remember what everything was, but I still have my cut list. So I marked everything appropriately. Going to use these tongue and groove cutters from my router table, and I'm going to make 5 panels. First I started with the tongue, then the groove. Now here I am making some fake wormholes in a random pattern and some random distressing here and there. The 5 panels I'm making are just like you would make a door. Made the inside panels first, made them a little long. Clamped them up, waited for them to dry, and then trimmed them to length. Had to trim off of both sides of my panels so I'd give it a nice symmetrical look with the rails. Left the groove router bit in there so that I could have the same setup. Put the groove in all the panels, and put the rails on. The top panel I went ahead and made 45 miters at the corner so that I could have long grain all on the outside when I profiled it. When the rails were done drying, I trimmed off the excess on the edge and then put it back on the router table and put a groove in each rail. Then I went ahead and did a really bad job on my camera angle and put all the stiles on them. Did a fake build up here on the top and used a custom glue spreader. And you know how I love my glue. This is going to give the illusion that this top piece is 1.5 inches thick. Put a 45-degree angle on my side panels. Glued and clamped the frame piece on those same panels. And I got to sand. Kinda doesn't make sense to sand a weathered, distressed finish. Always do climb cuts around corners to avoid blowout. Here I'm cutting the piece that's going to be my base. Started out to be my top, but I thought, no, I'll make this the base instead. Profile of the cabinet has a 45 on it, so I've got to make some 22-degree angle cuts. Grex 20 gauge nailer is my favorite. I recessed a dado on both sides so I could fit it back in flush and attach the top to the sides. I'm going to use a full thickness 3/4 inch piece, 1.5 inches wide for the face of my shelves. Since this is exposed, we do biscuits, we won't do pocket holes. Put these stretchers so I could attach the top. Seems like I'm always sanding. Have I ever mentioned how I like glue? And I used a bunch of it to attach the bottom. Used a block to make sure that my reveal was right on both sides and screwed it down. And you better check to make sure you don't go through the bottom. So I'm thinking, should I glue this? But wait a minute, I may want to replace this. You know, let's don't glue this. Let's just go ahead and screw it down. Maybe someday we'll replace it. More sanding, and shelf pins. I put a little shim on the bottom to set the door on to make sure that my reveal will be perfect on the bottom and the top, and it helps hold the door in place while I mount the hinges. So the recessed dado takes the back and helps make the whole cabinet square. This is probably why I have a bad back, and a shoulder, and an elbow, and a knee. I could probably do a whole video on this finish, but I sprayed some stain just to give it a little color. So when I do the black coat over the top, and it's a kind of a sand through, rub through, it'll have a little brown highlights and hints. I sprayed black latex over the top of the stain, and I just kind of lightly wipe it, not too much, but just enough to get some hints of brown coming through, and continue this thing all the way around on the whole cabinet. Sanding the latex is kind of a twofold thing. It helps with adhesion of the clear coat, but it also gives that weathered highlight look that we're looking for on this finish. I used a 2-part conversion varnish to put a nice good satin clear coat over it. Okay kids, remember, wear a respirator. Clear coat's on, hinges on, knobs attached, and we're good to go.
Here it is in front of the green screen, ready for whatever effect I want to give it. So check out how you can make a green screen work. We are going to end up in, here we are, the Alps. Nice inside, adjustable shelves, very rustic, weathered finish. Well, I hope you enjoyed this project. If you get a chance, subscribe and watch those videos.